Hi everyone, this is another quick tutorial on constrained delegation exploitation on Active Directory, and I'll just do a demonstration on how to exploit this using Impacket. And this is, I'll first show how to use Impacket, then I'll do another video of how to exploit it using Windows. So just a quick one just to show what constrained delegation is. I'll just actually put this link on the description as well. But this is what constrained delegation is. It gives service administrators the ability to specify and enforce application trust boundaries by limiting the scope where. So basically what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and enumerate constrained delegation in Active Directory, and then we'll try and impersonate or use act as an administrator to connect to do a lateral movement into another machine. Rather than talk too much, I'll just quickly do a demonstration. So, all right, cool. So first thing, so in this particular, we will simulate that we've got some credentials, some user credentials, and for this particular, the user credential is john.snow, and the password for this user is I know nothing. All right, cool. So the first step of enumerating this is using Impacket find this particular find delegation, and before we actually do that, we need to make sure that our etc host file has the right and this is what we've got here, the domain controller 10 and 11, and we've pointed to that. All right, cool. So I'll close that, clear, and find. So this is the find delegation.py. This is the domain, this is the user, the password, and the target domain, which is north.7kingdoms.local. If we do that, we run that Impacket, and we get that, and we can see here that John Snow has constrained delegation to this particular, to this. So we're going to try and exploit this, and to do that, we're going to use this particular Impacket as well. Clear get. That's the one that we will use, and we will target that cifs.winterfell. We will try and impersonate administrator, the DC IP, which is 10.2.11, the domain, and the user that the user and password that we are using to do that. So I'll actually run this in into that folder, and if I do that, if I run that, all right, just to this particular errors deprecation warnings, I'll clear that. To clear those warnings in this particular session, we can use this command here, because this is annoying. This is just a command to suppress those warnings so that we don't see it. I'll just put it here. Export Python warnings, ignore. And that only applies for this particular session. So I'll do that. I'll clear that. And then we'll run the same command as well. Again, get. And now you'll see that we'll not be getting the warning. So if you do that, and you see that it's got this Kerberos file in here. So if we do, we'll see that it's file here. And now the next thing to do is export this so that we can have it. If I do a K-list just to see whether we've got any service tickets here, we'll see there's no credential found. So if I clear this, and then I do the export, this command here just to export this service ticket into our session. So if I do that, and I do a K-list, we should see that now we've got this and it's been loaded into this particular session. So now what can we use this for? We can use three options. We can use win WMI exec, we can use PS exec, and we can use SMB exec. So we'll go through the three of them, and I'll start with the WMI exec, which is this. Again, it's part of Impacket. So if I run that command, -k, -k, which is going to use this, no pass, the domain, and the administrator at Winterfell. And if I run that, and you can see we are in. So if I do a who am I or hostname first, we should see that we are Winterfell, and if I do a who am I, we should see that we are administrator. All right, cool. Next option is we can use PS exec. Again, if I do a K list here, and it's not there, so we have to export it into this particular session again for this one. So if I go there, export that, if I do a K list, and then I clear, so we can see that it's in there. So we can use PS exec now for this one, just to do a quick demonstration as well. And if we go PS exec, again, PS exec pi, same thing. And if we run that, and we're in. And again, if I do a host name, and I do a who am I, we system again. So the last option is to do it using SMB exec. I'll split this horizontally. Again, if I do a K list here, you should not see anything. So I will load again, export that file. And if I do a K list, it's in there. So if I clear this and I use SMB exec, and for SMB exec, we're going to use this command here. Sudo python, this is where SMB exec is. And again, -k -no pass administrator at Winterfell. And if I run that, no password. Hopefully it works. Ah, there you go. So again, if I do a who am I, and if I do a host, again, you can see it. And if I do a host name, there you go. So again, this is using Impacket to enumerate constrained delegation and to exploit constrained delegation to lateral move to another machine. And we've used, once we loaded the file and the credentials, then we can use wmy exec, or we can use ps exec here, or we can use SMB exec. Sometimes you'll find that one will work and one may not work, so try and use either of the three. And that is pretty much the content of this video. If you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out on the comments, and thank you for that. Cheers guys, bye.